Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Double upload day, getting cracking nice and early. Hope you guys are having a good morning. We're going to get right into it. There's been a bit of news from last night as well as this morning, and not just for the Chelsea men's team, but for the Chelsea women's team. And we might have big news coming from the England camp. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that one because it's going to be an interesting one and it might be at the right time. That's all I will say till the end of the video. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to get cracking. Before we do, make sure you guys are going to be here for video number 2 later tonight. So hit that subscribe button, notification bell on to be notified once that does go live. We'll see what happens from now up until tonight and then I will give you the lowdown and my opinions on everything as it transpires. Let's get cracking with big news that dropped last night. After I'd done my video that I put out yesterday, we heard this about an hour afterwards or 2 hours afterwards. And I was shocked. And I think if you know, you've already been shocked. And if you don't know, where you're about to be shocked. Let's get right into it. Here's the latest from last night about Chukwuemeka. Chukwuemeka's contract includes a £40 million release clause. Chelsea insist on their position not to allow talented midfielder to leave on loan. Every approach for potential loan in the recent months has been rejected so far. How has this one happened? I'm baffled and I'm shocked here because when do we ever allow release clauses this low to be inserted? Never. But when Chukwuemeka was signed, and that was, if I'm not mistaken, when Todd Bowley was acting sporting director. And what were we thinking when... Well, it wasn't our fault, it was them. But you get the gist. We bought Chukwuemeka for about 20 million. And we've put in a 40 million release clause. Now, we're having this reaction now, mainly because of the talent that we know that he has. But there is also the thing of he does have injuries, right? He has had injuries. But I have this whole injury thing as an asterisk, right? For me, not just for him, but the same goes for Nkunku, the same goes for everyone else, Chilwell, Reece James, everyone, right? We're going to get our answers this coming season. And I have to be real. This is also why Dewsbury Hall coming in yesterday. The one positive that I do have is that he's never been injured. I think he was ill once and that was it. Or I think he missed one game. That's it. He's never been injured. He's 25. That's a very good record in terms of, his physical health. And his durability. But we need to pay attention to the coming season because the injury crisis we had, a lot of people wanted to label it on Pochettino, right? A lot of people. And look, I also do understand because he did have history of that thing happening at PSG, etc. Spurs, briefly. So we are going to find out what's the real culprit here. Who's the real culprit? Is it Pochettino or was it our medical team? One of the two. Because if injuries pop up again, we can't be blaming Poch. He's not here anymore. So we're going to find out. We're going to be hoping, right, that our injury crisis is not going to return again. And if that happens, then Chukwuemeka is a very good player that's worth more than 40 mil. So this is where, but the release clause is there. It's not going to be in our hands. If a club comes in and triggers it, well, we can't step in the way. It's up to Chukwuemeka and the club at that point. The club coming in for him. We're not in a good situation in regards to this. 40 million is low. Too low. For a player of his talent, too low. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, it's out of our control. And we didn't even know about this up until last night. A £40 million release clause. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think on this? Because I've got a feeling a club's going to come in for him. Now, Chelsea don't want to send him out on loan. We've heard Di Marzio say AC Milan are interested in him, but on loan. It's not going to be a loan. There's a release clause. pay it, and you get access to the player immediately. I do think that's going to happen. I don't know why. My gut feeling is just telling me there's going to be a club, surely, that comes in for Carney Chukwuemeka at 40 mil. Surely. It's a cut price. So we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts on that. Much appreciated. Let's move to one player that, look, I mentioned this yesterday and the debates in the comments were hilarious. But here's the latest on Ben Chilwell. Top Premier League clubs are interested in signing Chilwell. I wonder who. I wonder who. If I'm having to guess here, yeah, it's got to be United, isn't it? It's got to be United. Surely. I don't see anyone else. Chilwell's not going to be cheap either, by the way, right? So let's have that right. It won't be peanuts to buy Ben Chilwell. It will be a big fee. But Chilwell's a weird one, man. Because, and I said this yesterday, that he has become quite one-dimensional. But Chilwell, it's a shame. Chilwell, initially, under Tuchel, Chilwell done quite well for us. Right? I mean, he was instrumental in that Champions League win and playing as a wing-back. He looked comfortable. When he took over from Marcos Alonso, we were kind of worried, but he took it in his stride. And it's after that, he just became very flat. Very flat and injured. Flat and injured. That's just not a good blend. So if you're not available, that's one problem. And then when you are available, if you can only do one thing, that's another problem. We'll see. We'll see what happens on this one. If we do get in like a Calafiori or someone, like I mentioned yesterday, where Maresca apparently wants Swiss Army knives players, versatile players that can play many positions, then I understand that. It probably would be a good move to make if we do get in a player like Calafiori. But Ben Chilwell, yeah, what's going to happen to him? I genuinely don't know. But a lot of you are advocating to get rid of him. We'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts on that one. And I wonder who that club will be. Like I said, I predict it's Man United. So that's that. Let's move to the women's team. We have a piece of news here, and I'm not happy on this one. I get it, but I'm not happy. Check this out. 3 UK have become the first women's only principal partner at Chelsea. It's part of a repositioning of the team to be managed under its own resources. So the only resource you lot could find were 3. Honestly. Here's what the Chief Revenue Officer had to say. Kasper Stilsvig saying, "We are thrilled to announce the renewal of our partnership with Free. Since we began working together in 2020, they have been a steadfast supporter of the club and created really impactful campaigns." Are you lot for real, mate? Are you serious? You're bluffing. You're having a laugh, right? You're having a laugh. It started well. I will absolutely say it started well, but then when Chelsea were in a bit of a pickle, and Chelsea were in the trenches, and we were getting done by the UK government, right? And we were getting absolutely hit from left, right, centre, upstairs, downstairs, every direction, right? What happened? Three were like, "Yo, see you lot later. We're off." Unlike a Trivago, for example, they stuck with us. They were like, "We ain't going anywhere. We're here, no problem." They were the only ones, yeah? Even Nike were thinking of bouncing. Even them. And I can understand to an extent, business is business, right? But at the end of the day, Trivago actually showed that loyalty, right? So don't lie. Don't lie. They have been a steadfast supporter of the club. No, they weren't. When things got really tough, they bounced. But Trivago didn't. But we've ended our partnership with Trivago, and we are going to renew it Free, although that's only for the women's team. It's not for the men's team, it's for the women's team. Now, I understand, this is where I'm going to say that I kind of understand. On this sort of level, business is business. Yeah? I'm talking from an emotional standpoint. I'm a fan. I'm a supporter. So obviously, we have to take into context emotion, because as fans, if we don't have emotion, we're dead. Look, if we're businessmen, right, and business people, then absolutely you do have to remove emotion and do what's best for the business side of the football club. I understand that, right? And that's not just in football, that's in anything. I would advise to you lot, in your own business, yeah, don't bring emotion into it. As fans, though, that's emotion, man. We want proper Chelsea. We want loyalty. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. So I get it. If Free are bringing a good business proposal and it makes sense in terms of resource and finances and being able to give certain amounts of money for the women's team to grow, I understand. I understand it, right? But they're not the only sponsor in the world, are they? We couldn't get anyone else. We had to go back to Free. What? Do you understand the difference? So anyway, Free are back, and they're back through the back door. Not even the front door. They're coming back in via the women's team. I guarantee this is going to lead to a future renewal for the men's team down the line. Just wait and see. I wouldn't be surprised if 3 ended up back on the front of our shirts. I would not be surprised. Clip that, and we'll see what happens in 2 years' time. Let's see more news in regards to the women's team. Chelsea Football Club Women Limited allots 2 new shares at 21.4 million each to yet to be identified partner. The shares, which were authorised by the board of directors, have been sold at £21.4 million per share, totalling an impressive £42.8 million. Basically, to put it into layman's terms that everyone can understand, we got an investor. That's it, basically. An investor's come in, and they've come in, we've managed to get, for those 2 shares, we've managed to pocket £42.5 million into the women's team. For the women's team, that's actually really good investment. For the women's team and its size and what it generates, 42 million is huge money for the women's team. As long as it's just for the women's team, right? Keep that for the women's team. Don't bring that into the men's. That's them. That's their investment. That's for their money. That's not for the entire football club. So that's that. And I think that will help. And what it's done, I think, is allow what I'm about to show you now. So here it is. Chelsea is delighted to announce the signing of Julia Bartel, with the Spanish midfielder joining the Blues from FC Barcelona. So, welcome, and there's 3. Look at that. Welcome to Julia Bartel from Barcelona. And there's more. Chelsea are set to sign Lucy Bronze after she left Barcelona. 2-year contract with the option of a further 12 months. Bronze had NWSL interest from Orlando, but Chelsea are expected to complete the deal. And there she is with the Women's Champions League. So look, we're getting some borders here, yeah? See, I'm going to say this again. When it comes to the women, we are operating at such a high level. It's crazy. It's like, it's how Chelsea should be operating. Do you know what I mean? But when it comes to the men... kids. But anyway, so that's the women's team. It looks like things are looking nice over there financially and in terms of the players we're bringing in. Sonia Bombasta has started her work as well. I do want to say, we've not heard from Enzo Maresca. We've not heard from anyone. What's going on? It's the 3rd of July now. Funnily enough, the 3rd of July was when we first heard from Pochettino last season. At the beginning of last summer. Are we going to get the same today from Enzo Maresca? It'll be nice to hear from him. Like, is he at work? Has he settled in? Has he seen his new office? Like, is he alive? Is he here? You know, can we hear from him, please? That would be great. Everyone else has been unveiled, except Maresca. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Hopefully we get words from him really, really soon. Let's move to England before we end. Big news from England. A back 5 of mannequins set up at England training. This is today. England have had issues playing against back 3 and 5 so far this tournament. Switzerland play with that formation. It's also how England finished the match against Slovakia as they closed out the win. And this is where we did have Sam C saying possible formation change incoming for England. I welcome this. I absolutely welcome this. Saka, my friend, you are playing wing-back for the rest of the tournament. And you know what? I'm all for it if it means we're going to have more attacking threat. And what do I mean by that? If we're going to be playing, let's for example say Saka and Eze are going to be wing-backs, right? And we've got 3 centre-backs. And we've got 2 midfielders. And we've got a front 3. Then I'm all for it. Because at that point, what you have Saka, you have Eze, you have the midfielders. One of them is probably going to move forward, Bellingham, let's say. Between Rice and Bellingham will be the one to move. You've got Palmer as part of that front three. You've got Gordon or whoever. You've got the striker, if it's going to be Kane or if it's going to be Tony or if it's going to be Watkins. Or there's a lot of attacking prowess here. You know what I mean? That's what I would do, and that's what you probably want to see, and I think that's England at their strongest. What I'm scared about is if we do go to a back three or a back five, for Gareth Southgate, it'll probably be a back five. Saka will probably be parked as an actual left back, not as a wing back, right? 3 central defenders. We'll probably have 4 midfielders, right? And we'd have 1 striker. That's probably Gareth Southgate's solution. So, look, it depends how you're going to use the formation. You can change the formation, and I'm all for it, but it's still about the system, not the formation. The system. That's been England's problem. England could have had a working system with a back four. We really could have, easily, right? And we've all said how. And funnily enough, doing that, when you put enough attacking players on the pitch, you score goals. And that's what England have the power to do. So, let's see what happens. I'm going to be very intrigued on this one. Saturday is going to be D-Day. Saturday we play Switzerland, who do play in a back three. And the winner will face the winner of Netherlands or Turkey. Big up to Turkey. They beat Austria yesterday. Austria, who were having a fantastic tournament. And Turkey just showed up like men, right? And got that job done. Beautiful performance from the Turks. So they're through to the quarterfinal. Going to be very, very interesting to see how it's all going to pan out. And hopefully we can beat Switzerland on Saturday. So let's see what happens. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And as I've said earlier, do not forget to be here for video number 2 later tonight. Much appreciated. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell on. Check out the socials on screen and in the description, as well as my second channel, personal channel, in the description too. You can check out the latest video there, new video dropping on the weekend too. And I will see all of you later on for video number 2 on here. So thank you so much, people. See you lot tonight. Take care and peace.